This is Ahshay. Welcome to Asè'Underground. I'm all about life force rejuvenation and paradigm shifts. I'm going to be looking into the sun in tarot, okay? And then we will look into karmic energies of the sun, okay? What is the purpose of the sun? What does it really mean? What does your sun sign really mean? How can you remedy karma in your sun from a Vedic astrology perspective? Okay, I am not a professional, okay, I'm just an enthusiast. So if you have anything you want to add, if you have anything you want to bring to the table, you are more than welcome to do so. Okay, so sun karma, it's really your soul, right? This actually can be a malefic planet, but when someone has a really exalted sun, that means that they have a lot of soul. Okay, a debilitated sun means a lot of challenges, a lot of oppression in your past life. So, say you have sun in Libra, maybe you were in a dictatorship in your past life, maybe you experienced slavery in your past life, and sun with Libra can come with a lot of scars, a lot of trauma into this life. And so, not to say that you can't overcome it, because that's what this video is about. It's going to be on how to overcome those traumas and looking at the energy also in the tarot. Okay. So, yeah, when our sun is also debilitated, it means that we are not allowed to be at our full power or our full strength. When it is exalted, we have achieved some of its power and potential in past lifetimes. So, according to Vedic astrology, if you have an exalted sun, sun in Aries, sun in Leo, sun in Sagittarius, sun in Pisces, sun in Scorpio, sun in Cancer potentially as well. Okay. Okay. If you have an exalted sun, then that means that you've earned this. This is a gift in this lifetime that you earned from past lifetimes. So you were able to reach that potential of your soul's growth in past lifetimes, and you were given this sun sign in this lifetime. Please make sure, because this is a Vedic astrology perspective, look at where your sign is in Vedic astrology. So I'm in Aries in tropical astrology, but I'm a Pisces, right, in Vedic astrology. So yeah, look into that just to help you. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with tropical astrology, okay, or Vedic astrology. I think that we should be open to both paradigms, because that's what my whole thing is about, right? Like different paradigms. So I think you should be open to your tropical sign. I'm open to my Aries sun sign, and you should also be open to your Vedic astrology sign. So I'm Pisces in my Vedic astrology sign, so I'm also open to that. I also need to and want to look into my astrology chart from a Vedic point of view, and I think it's really cool if you compare both charts, like your tropical astrology chart and your Vedic astrology chart, because when we get into these planetary energies, like I'm about to get into with the sun, we're going to be able to see how this reflects in our life. What different ways and characteristics can we use, and crystals and meditations we can use to remedy this type of energy in our lives, so that for the sun planetary sign in specific, we can shine our soul's power even more so than we are doing now. You may feel like you have obstacles right now, or you're in a location where you're not able to do that. And I'm going to explain from a Vedic point of view why that may be. I'm looking at my notes because I am not a professional, I'm just an enthusiast. So if you feeling this, just keep rocking with me, okay? So it is possible that you have a lot of karmic work to do to strengthen your soul if your sun sign is debilitated. So sun in Libra, I talked a little bit about sun in Libra, okay? About possibly living in dictatorship, possibly living in oppression in your past lifetime, okay? And the sun karma is hot, right? So the soul's power, when it is oppressed and stuff, you are definitely going to feel it. Your soul power in the houses is where you want to look. So if you know anything about astrology, you know about the first house, right? The second house values. First house is your identity, like how people see you on the outside. Second is values. Third is like siblings, neighbors, working at like the mailman coming through and stuff like that. Fourth house is your home. Fifth house is children. Sixth house is your health, your daily routine. Seventh house is relationships. Eighth house is your secrets. Eighth house is sex and just things, your shadow side, things that you're doing in the dark. Ninth house is the library and traveling abroad and yeah, like religion, learning different spiritual texts. And I know some of y'all are thinking 12th house, but we're going to get there. So 10th house is your career. 11th house is your networks, right? People that you're like, what I'm doing right now is very 11th house, okay? And maybe some 12th house too, but 12th house can be the psych ward, your dreams, and it's just a lot heavier spiritual energy in the 12th house, right? So you need to see where your sun sign is in what house your sun sign is in. So my sun sign in tropical astrology is in the 5th house. That's the house of Leo, right? So it's a stage So it's a stage going on with the 12th house. And let me message him real quick and tell him I'll call back. Okay. All right. Yeah, so Leo's a stage, right? And so what my sun sign being in the 5th house, in the house of Leo, and then having that Aries sun with it, right? That's gonna be a lot of children. I have twins. So I have children, right? I might have even more children, right? Amusement parks, a lot of fun. So I got a lot of active energy going on in the 5th house. So definitely check to see where your sun sign is in, okay? So let's move on. Yeah. So we all have to reach our potential with our sun sign. That is part of like the goal in this lifetime, right? And there is a wisdom with the sun sign, and it's different than the wisdom of Jupiter. The wisdom of Jupiter is it's kind of opinionated, right? Because it's morals and ethics. And we all can have an opinion on what's morally right and what's ethically right. But with the sun, the wisdom of the sun is simply truth. Okay, so what is the exact truth? What is the ultimate truth? And this is why Jupiter and sun sign are friends, right? This is why the sun is friends with Guru. They call Jupiter Guru in Vedic astrology, and the sun is considered the royal king in Vedic astrology. So these wisdoms put together when you have a sun in Sagittarius or a sun in Pisces. Pisces and Sagittarius are ruled by Jupiter. Imagine you have truth and ethics and morals working together, right? Which can make for just a crazy, crazy combination. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my notes here and give you guys some more information on that. So, yeah, to be true, to be in truth in the world, to stand by truth, embody truth, be in full potential of it. And, okay, sorry, my notes here. And, in your character and your ego, and to dispel of ignorance. So ignorance in this sense from this teacher, ignorance is sin in this sense, right? In this paradigm. So what the sun is going to do is shine a light on ignorance and dispel it with its truth, with the wisdom of truth, okay? And I already talked about Jupiter being guru and the ethic and morals of religious practices and spiritualities that come with guru, okay? So with that truth, no ignorance, no falseness can stand in the light, all right? And there's a fight against ignorance and a war against falseness with the sun. So let me get into this here. Some say that Surya is the sun, that Surya does not have an enemy, but some other signs don't like Surya, right? So like Venus works for the moon, so she's not really rocking with the sun. Okay, Saturn doesn't like that the sun is over Saturn's shadow. There are times when Saturn's shadow can actually dim the light of the sun, right? So there's this power dynamic between Saturn and the sun. So you got like sun in Aquarius, that Saturn rules Aquarius. If you have sun in Capricorn, okay, there could be some obstacles and difficulties. So what does that look like? Say you have sun in Capricorn, right? And you're doing all this hard work because Capricorns work hard, diligent, right? They're doing their thing, and you're at the job and you're doing all this hard work. And here comes the employee with the charisma, maybe an Aries like me, or not doing a lot of work, but getting all the praise. That's messed up, right? These are the things like that can happen with the sun in Capricorn, or feeling, oh, sending love and light. Thank you so much. Peace, peace, God, guys. It's hard for me to see the names because I got to change out my context, but much love, y'all, okay? And thanks for the likes and just being a part of the video. So yeah, imagine you're putting in all this hard work, and then, but your sun sign's not getting the exposure, you're not getting the credit, right? Because maybe somebody with a sun in Leo, or sun in Aries, or Sagittarius with their charisma and stuff is getting more of the praise. So what do? How do you remedy that? And that's what we're going to talk about later. I'm going to get through the signs first, and then I'm going to show you the signs in the tarot, okay? So yeah, Sun in Leo, you are meant to be in charge. You are a leader. You are a boss. You have charisma. The shadow side of a Sun in Leo is having too much of an ego, right? Vanity, being demeaning, having a superiority complex, and it not being balanced. So yes, in a past lifetime, you earned Sun in Leo. Pardon. I was about to say pardon. You earned Sun in Leo in a past lifetime, but you do have to be aware that as a ruler, it's about the people and about making sure that the community is good, and it's not just all about you, right? Sun in Virgo, this can be a little tricky here, Sun in Virgo, because it's a mixed effect with the neutral here, right? So the mind is thinking, right? But the soul is feeling, and there's this, how do I put this, like this gel that happens with the sun in Virgo and sun in Gemini. Now, the shadow with sun in Virgo is the perfectionism thing, right? And your expectations could be way, way too high as a sun in Virgo, okay? And then when your expectations aren't met as a sun in Virgo, you feel some type of way, right? So I talked about this with the Mercury in Virgo in the Mercury video, how when we have these Virgo placements, that we have to be very careful of not overdoing it with the perfectionism, and having a relationship with some of the imperfections and being okay with that, so that we can have a smoother like time in our lives, because the perfectionism is going to put a shadow like over just in life in particular, especially if the negativity in your life, and we don't want that. We don't want to be too critical, okay, and then often disappointed. So your Surya in Taurus, okay, or your sun sign in Taurus, that Venus energy. Now I talked about how Venus, she works for the moon, right? So she doesn't work for the sun. Mars works for the sun. This is why Aries and sun and Leo and sun work well together, okay? But Venus, not so much with the Taurus energy, or the Libra energy. Okay, so there's a lot of power and strength in Taurus for accumulation and material possessions, but the shadow side is being too possessive and attached to the material world in past lifetimes. And the remedy for that is not being too attached to people and things, but it can be very tough for a sun in Taurus because they're constantly accumulating things. So you have to, as you are constantly accumulating these things, you also have to practice not being too attached. Be very tough sometimes. Ooh. Let us talk about sun in Scorpio, okay? Some astrologers will say that this is too fiery, all right? And but it's still auspicious because Scorpio works with that Mars energy, like I said. So very intense, very passionate, sensual sun in Scorpios, all right? But it can make people a little forceful, a little sharp, a little intense. So if you're talking to a sun in Scorpio, so a Vedic astrology, right? Maybe move the sun up. Maybe you think they're a Libra, but they might actually be a Scorpio in Vedic astrology. Or tropical astrology actually too. I see this with the tropical astrology Scorpios too. You're talking to a Scorpio and they're a little tense, or they're a little like sharp, or you think that the way they're talking is a little harsh. That's part of their sign. That's part of their chart. It's natural for them. So they're not meaning to come out harsh. They're not meaning to come out cruel or anything like that. It's just a natural like way of being for a sun in Scorpio. So that's why I love looking at these energies, because then you won't take it personally if the sun in Scorpio is coming at you all tough and stuff, because that's them, you know. Not all of them. You got to know, you know, when where the line is, right? But yeah, so they're a little dominating. Okay, they like to be in control. They probably don't want to share their partners. Okay, very passionate people. All right, they can really be into the mystic, transcendental, esoteric, occult side of life. All right, so I love my sun in Scorpios for sure. Okay, now sun in Capricorn Aquarius, I talked about that. We talked about how the sun outshines Saturn. There are mantras to help your Saturn sun sign, Aquarius or Capricorn, shine over the sun, so that you get the shine for the hard work that you put in as an Aquarius and as a Capricorn. Sometimes things like sun in Libra, these can be great artists. Sometimes, you know, your art isn't celebrated until after death, you know, depending where these planetary energies are. But again, you can, I don't want to say fight back, but remedy these karmic energies in your chart if you know what mantras to use, if you want to use ancient techniques, if you want to use more of a modern day technique. The sun is asking us from a modern perspective that we take any opportunity to shine. So not just any opportunity, right? You have to put some Saturn, some discernment in it. But if there is a opportunity that is in your truth for you to shine, and the sun wants you to shine, is asking you to come out, share your voice, share your truth, be in your soul's purpose, right? It's for the right things. You're not selling your sun, your soul, sun, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, go out and take that opportunity, right? After the proper discernment, take the opportunity and know that it's, and you know, like that it's helping your sun sign, that it's helping your soul shine. You are helping your soul go to your highest purpose, right? So let's continue. All right, I talked about the Jupiter energy with the two wisdoms coming together with Sagittarius and Pisces. Okay, Sagittarius is going to be more grounded, a sun sign in Sagittarius, right? And a sun sign in Pisces is definitely going to be more in the spiritual realms with it. So remember that the Jupiter truth, right, is your morals and ethics. And not truth, the wisdom of Jupiter is the morals and ethics, and the wisdom of Sun is truth, right? So they're both going to come together. But when it's in Pisces, it's going to be even more on the spiritual side with Guru, with Jupiter, okay? So let's get into the karmic remedy, and then I'm going to go through the tarot super, super quick. So karmic remedy, of course, on a Sunday with the sun mantra, sunrise or noon. It's noon where I'm at. So that's why I'm doing this video at noon, right? You can do a sun mantra. You could get a yantra and do the mantra with the yantra. I know there's Jupiter like mudras like this that I have on my channel. There might be some Jupiter mudras. I'll have to look into that. But definitely the yantra and the mantra are great. Now, they also said that you can use a ruby, okay? And copper is the metal of the sun. But because copper turns blue, you can actually mix the copper with a gold setting and put the ruby in a gold setting, okay? Now, they say if you're feminine left hand, if you're male right hand. But if you have a strong sun sign, like I'm sun in Aries, right? So maybe if I want to give honor to the sun and I want to wear a ruby, I would put it on my dominant hand, on my right hand, right? And if you have more of a debilitated sun in Libra, then on your left hand, right? Or Taurus, or especially Aquarius, Capricorn, right? Those Saturn placements in sun on your left hand. So do what works for you if you want to do male, female, or if you want to do dominant and recessive, right? Sun salutations. If you are into yoga, then you probably know about sun salutations. If you do a sun salutation during sunrise, or you do a sun salutation at like noon when the sun is like at the highest point in the sky, or on a Sunday, that is good remedy for your sun sign. And then I already talked about making sure that you take every opportunity you have to shine. Okay, it is highly auspicious for your sun sign. Auspicious means that it will bring you good luck. Okay, please use discernment, right? Because not every opportunity is a good opportunity. Make sure that it's in your truth. Make sure that it's in your soul's purpose. Make sure that it's not you're not selling anything that you don't want to give away, right? So yeah, never shy away from higher management opportunities or anything that will put you in an upper position, okay? And then anytime you spend time with your father on a Sunday, all right, is also highly auspicious. If you give your father, say your father has passed away, and you give your father yellow or red flowers on their tombstone, okay, that is also highly auspicious. So, with all of that said, I know that was a mouthful. That was a lot, guys, right? I hope I didn't miss any sun signs here. I don't think I did. But let's get into the tarot here. So, of course, we have the sun sign in tarot, the sun card in tarot. So this is the epitome of the sun energy in the tarot card, right? Your soul is getting amplified. You are moving throughout the realms in the way, in the purpose, and in alignment with your soul, right? With the sun card from a Vedic astrology point of view. Now, 10 of Pentacles. No. I was supposed to give you guys 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords, Sun and Gemini. That's where all the swords are in the person's back. Okay? And we talked about, think about it. Gemini is the student, right? The intellectual. And Sun is the king. So there's kind of this little like, they're cool. Sun don't have a problem with anybody. Sun does not have a problem with anyone. But, they're not best of friends, right? Gemini and the Sun or Virgo and the Sun, right? So that 10 of Swords energy is that mixed energy, that neutral energy. They not really, vibing on the same level because everything ain't for everybody, right? So 10 of Swords, Sun and Gemini. 3 of Wands, Sun and Aries, okay? We're on our way here. We're moving. It's that spark. It's go, 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 right? Keep it pushing. And things are moving along. All right. I think like solar plexus energy with that, right? So we don't just have the idea, but we're actually moving and taking action on the idea. 6 of Cups, Sun and Scorpio. This is deep here, okay? Because Scorpio is deep and curious. And you're diving into kind of like your past, right? With the 6 of Cups, past relationships, with family, friends, maybe even relationships you had back in the day. And that's exactly what 6 of Cups is giving. Back in the day when things were cool. 6 of Cups is definitely giving that energy. Because all we needed was pop, 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 da. That's definitely 8th house energy with the Scorpio, okay? So if you know, you know, okay? Strength, Sun in Leo. So Sun in Leo, Sun, I mean, what's so cool about this strength card, so this is a very mature Leo card in the upright. This is someone that knows that it's not about aggression. It's not about getting all up in somebody's face and you need to do this. It's not about control, none of that. The strength card is about having patience, knowing, when to be quiet, when to, you're able to tame the energy with this, I don't want to say passiveness, but a wisdom. There's a wisdom that a mature Leo has for leading and moving forward with. Okay, so that's great energy for sure. 4 of Pentacles, Sun and Capricorn. We talked about this. So you see how he's holding on to his pentacles with 4 of Pentacles, right? So that energy, again, there's a shadow with Saturn, right? And it's combating the light of the sun, right? So this 4 of Pentacles is talking about how we're holding on a little too tightly. Maybe you're working a little too hard, right? You're trying to do all this to get the credit and the admiration and everything, but you're holding on a little too tightly. Chill out, right? Relax. You might be yelling. I'm thinking about Avril Lavigne. You might be yelling and just putting all this energy that you don't need to put into it, right? And you need to just enjoy the work. And maybe if you enjoy the work more, you'll get more of the credit, you know? So, a lot to explore though there with the Sun and Capricorn energy with the Four of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles, Sun and Virgo, working diligently, steadfast. Um, it's like I think Capricorn energy, but more of that perfectionism, right? With the Sun and Virgo and the Eight of Pentacles. So you're not just working, okay? You're not burning yourself out, but you are diligent in doing it and doing it right, okay? Making sure everything is in place and where it needs to be. So I love that. I love that energy, okay? I would give you guys a reading, but I think I'll come back on for that. And I want to show you guys some of France, okay? So I'm going to try and go out in town and go live and show you guys some of the architecture in France. And we'll talk, I would love to talk about tarot in this city too, which is so crazy that I moved to a city that is about tarot. That's wild. Okay, not about tarot, but there's a history of tarot in this city. So I would love to go live and show you guys the city. Maybe we could have lunch. I don't think I feel comfortable doing tarot in public out here. I'm still checking the scene out in France, so I don't know about all that. But yeah. So subscribe, like the video if you like the content, if you want to see more France, if you want to learn more about tarot. We are done with this planetary karma energy, the study review. So the complete presentations are going to start coming up on the channel, okay? How to remedy this karma, how to get learning about the tarot and these planetary energies, how we can live better lives through the paradigm of Vedic astrology, and then I'll be moving on to other paradigms, okay? I hope this guide gave you the life force rejuvenation and paradigm shift that you needed for your journey. I'm honored to be on this journey with you all, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.